Hey y'all, it's the Country Notary. I'm back. It's Sunday evening, and like I said earlier, today is Subscribe Sunday. Subscribe Sunday. Hit the subscribe button, please, right now. Hit the subscribe button right away, guys, so we just don't forget, because I do it too. I watch a ton of videos all throughout the day, evening, all throughout the week, and I'm hitting, liking them. Sometimes I forget to hit the like button, go to the next video, and then like, dang it, if I'm doing it, then other people are. I love fluffing my hair in the camera. See all the imperfections. If I'm doing it, other people are doing it. So I need to mention it at the beginning. Today is Subscribe Sunday. Please hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe to my channel. You may already know how this works. The more people subscribe to the channel, the higher we move up in the YouTube rankings. The higher we move up in the YouTube rankings, the more viewers we get. The more viewers we get, the more subscribers we get. And it's a snowballing effect. And it allows us to keep making more videos, because if no one's watching your videos, then you get no more viewers. And then bloop, eventually, I'm pretty sure you'll be at the bottom of the YouTube barrel. So please subscribe. After you subscribe, hit the like button. Do that for me. Share, turn on your notifications, etc. I have several videos that I'm going to drop this week, and I want you to watch them. I want you to see them all. If you watched part 1 of this video earlier, I talked about my notary bag giveaway. If you didn't watch it, and the free coaching sessions, if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. It's called Subscribe Sunday Part 1, something like that. I want to talk, today is a little bit different. It's kind of, I'm going to talk about the notary business. And I may talk long, even though I always keep saying I'm going to be a little short. I may talk long. I don't have live. I don't think I'm high enough on the YouTube chart to have a live recording yet. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to talk to y'all like we're actually talking live. Okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about myself today, my background, how I became a notary, why I became a notary, how my notary business has done so far. I'm going to talk about maybe some dollars and cents. And then where I see the notary business bringing me or taking me. I'm country. I get those two words. I use those two words interchangeably, bringing and taking. Where I see the notary loan signing agent business taking me. And after thinking about this for a couple of days, 6 months in the loan signing agent business, I have decided to do a summer goal setting challenge. I'm going to challenge myself, and hopefully this inspires you as well, to do a goal setting challenge. And on September 1st, we on this channel will go back and revisit those previous 3 months and see, analyze, assess how many of these goals, or how the challenge went, and if we were able to, if I was able to hit these goals or not. Okay? Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. I'm going to go on. I'm using a script today, so I'm going to look over every once in a while, but I said it up front, so hopefully that makes it okay. I'm going to go out on a limb today and do a little sharing. I haven't done this so far as much. I'm going to share a little bit about myself and my background, okay? I am from a small country town in southeast Texas, okay? The name of the town really isn't that significant. And as a result, I came up with the moniker for myself, the Country Notary, because trust and believe that most of the assignments that I get are way up in these rural areas. And basically realized that that's going to be a big part of my business. The lighting is doing weird things, guys, but hey, let's just roll with it. I realized that's going to be a big part of my business. I realized that early on. So as a result, I've just evolved into being the country notary. Okay. I have a bachelor's of business administration degree from the University of Houston. No masters, no MBAs, no PhDs, bachelor's degree. I worked my first 15 years in the airline industry. We were laid off, and then I started substitute teaching. I started, before that, I started coaching summer basketball and started refereeing basketball. I became a full-time teacher. shortly after that, back in 2013, and I just completed my 18th year as a high school teacher. And most of that career, except for last year, I also coached. I've coached multiple sports: basketball, volleyball, track and field, soccer. Probably leaving out softball. Um, anyway, I'll touch on that. And I've always had a side hustle, because as at one point in my life, I got divorced, I was single, I had 2 kids to raise, and I needed the money, and I worked. And then when my daughter became a teenager, she started working some of those same side hustles that I did. And my son even worked a little bit. It's another story. But anyway, working after work, working side hustles has been a part of my life. But I want to state this right up front: the notary loan signing agent business is not a side hustle. It is a straight legit business. And if I use that term, or if you see a lot of maybe loan signing agents marketing or gearing their YouTube content towards the side hustle community, it's because there's a large community of people out there who are doing side hustles, who can benefit from being a loan signing agent. So a lot of the content and conversation is tailored towards the side hustle community, but the loan signing agent business is not a side hustle. It is a straight up, legit, professional business that you can do either full time or part time. Okay, because just because something is a part time entity does not make it a side hustle. Point number one. If I had sound effects, ding, that would be point number one. Okay, so a little bit about myself. Talked about it. 18-year veteran teacher, coach, college graduate, and teaching is my second career. Like a lot of people, when I graduated from college, I had a degree, got a job. I started at the bottom. I started in customer service, worked my way all the way up to a regional manager. I was traveling all over the country, all over basically the region, including Mexico, the Caribbean, Mexico and the Caribbean, traveling. I had the family, the children, and I had accomplished what most people set out for: the American dream. Get a job, have a good paying job, family, house, cars, and sadly, eventually, got laid off, went through a divorce. We lost our home, and I wound up with my 2 kids in a duplex, the same duplex that we lived in before we bought our house, no job, as a substitute teacher. But again, I was always hustling. I counted it up at one point during that year in 2001. I had 11 part-time side hustle type jobs, all strung together for my income. I was paying my bills, working all types of side hustles while I went and got certified and became a teacher. Okay. And then my career eventually did better. I eventually became a full-time teacher. Like I said, coach. I was also the athletic coordinator on my campus. So I basically made it to the top of my profession. And at some point moved back down to Southeast Texas, inherited a home here, and made it to the top of my income potential as a teacher. And I was traveling. I was commuting back and forth to Houston, in larger cities outside of this area, because they paid more. I wasn't commuting every day, but I was commuting on the weekends, sometimes during the week, trading hours for dollars. I did that my whole career, 18 years. And I'm going to start back 1 year ago. 1 year ago, when the government sent us the first stimulus check. At that point, and it was at that point that I basically took a $26,000 pay cut. Maybe not 26, $22,000 pay cut from 2020, coming into the 2021 school year, because I decided to get off the road, stay home, and just work. And $22,000, I'm like, how am I going to, create my budget missing that $22,000? That's where my life started to change. I started to make changes for myself before I even knew anything, before I had any education. Now, I don't mean college education. I'm talking about the education that I'm going to speak about in this video. I started to make changes for myself because I knew I had to do things differently, or I would not survive financially. I had to start doing things differently. I literally cut out, and I had a list, and I'm just going to use this as an example because this is another list I made. I literally wrote a list of all of my expenses and one by one started to eliminate bad debts. Okay. Now, like most Americans, like myself, being debt free is like a goal, the pinnacle, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Being debt free, or as close to being debt free as possible. And I knew that wasn't going to happen quickly because I still had a few debts that, I knew would be a little bit longer term, but I had a number of other ones, smaller ones that I call them bad debts, just installment loans, payments that, just various bad debts. These are just regular people, middle class people, things that we probably do and don't realize until, well, maybe we do realize it. We just get ourselves into purchasing, buying things on credit, taking out loans because we're approved and we do it. And then I realized, well, you know what? I looked at my budget and I was able to eliminate $1,000 a month in bad debts. Just cut them out, start paying for them. And I used part of my stimulus check for that, amongst other things I did, just got tight, frugal with my budget. So that eliminated $12,000 of my debts. And so again, I took a $22,000 pay cut, eliminated $12,000. So now I had $10,000 in to make up because I needed to try to get close to the amount of money I was normally that I normally expected to make. And I started doing all kind of other things, minimizing my credit card payments, cutting back on how much I put into my Roth and my 401k, just anything I could, because I knew once my paychecks ran out from my previous job, it was going to be tough. And just to get to the end of the story, because we don't want to talk too long, and so I'm always talking too long, I did it. When my paychecks from my previous employer ran out and when my new paychecks started, which were considerably lower, I was able to basically, I didn't notice the difference. I did not notice the difference. Just eliminating the bad debts, eliminating the unnecessary payments. And I was actually even able to save more money. Why? How? I made myself focus. I literally wrote a list, and I got things, more little pieces of income from various part-time ventures. I used that money and paid things off. I didn't go buy something new. I didn't extend it. I didn't go get another loan. I paid things off. And I actually used my stimulus check to open a Roth IRA and a savings plan through Primerica. I just did it. I didn't see myself going buy a big TV or, putting a down payment on a car or something like that. I invested it. I saved it. Okay. Now, last year I did a number of other things that did not work out real well. I played around in the stock market through Robinhood, and I wound up losing. Net loss was about 200 and something bucks. Not a big deal. I also started designing T-shirts, and over the course of the summer, in the course of the year, I lost $700 in expenses because I didn't sell very many shirts. But I still have my store. My store is on Etsy, and actually I had a few sales last week just out of the blue. Maybe somebody saw one of my videos. I don't know. I got a few emails and people started buying my shirts. I'll get back to that later because I didn't close my store. I just stopped investing in that because I had to divert my time and productivity into something else because, I was on a sinking ship for a while with the T-shirts. Okay. Working long hours, teachers, you've heard it. Teachers don't make very much money, guys. I mean, we work hard. A lot of us put our heart and soul into our job, heart and soul into helping students and families. And sadly, you look at the teacher paycheck, it doesn't parallel at all to other industries that do similar type of public service. It is what it is, but most of us do it because we love it. Okay. I coached for 20 plus years because I love it. I love sports. I love basketball. I love sports. And I put a lot of time after work into practices, games, tournaments, driving the bus all over town, all over Houston, all over the Southeast Texas area when I moved back, and absolutely loved it. But guess what? When you divide all those hours up into that paycheck, and most teachers do this, most coaches do this. We're literally making $4, $5 an hour. It's just unreal. So I finally decided to hang up my coaching whistle, and I didn't coach this year for the first time, or actually the second time in my 18-year career. Okay, and it was the best decision I ever made financially. I'd still miss the sport, but I have to catch my games on TV now, and I do officiate. I'll talk about my officiating career as well. I'm just going to go in order. So one thing I did during the summer, t-shirts weren't selling very well. They weren't doing very well. So, and this, guys, why am I shooting this video today? I am shooting this video today so that I'm just going to assume someone's watching this video because they're interested in becoming a loan signing agent. They're interested in doing some type of part-time income, some passive income stream. You're trying to set up some type of passive income stream. You're interested in a side hustle, whatever reason you're watching. Maybe you've already signed up and received your notary commission and you're looking for tips, okay? And by the way, there's a ton of people doing videos over notary tips. 8 or so of them are very, very good. And thank you for watching my channel. You don't have to watch my channel, obviously. You can go out and watch any of those other 8 people and get the same or even better information. But I encourage you to watch my channel and watch their channels and watch other people's channels like I do. I watch every night. I sit down and all I do is educate myself. I call it continuation training. Watching other people's channels, not just notaries, but business people, real estate investors, how-to videos so that I can learn what I'm doing when I'm, doing new things with the computer and with videos. Education is power. Knowledge is power. And even at my age, I learn something new every day. I actually study so much, and then, like I said, I'm a high school teacher, and you always think kids know a lot. They know a lot about technology. They don't. I mention things in class, and the kids look at me like, or they try to play it off like, yeah. Or, oh yeah, my cousin does that. Educate yourself. Don't rest on your laurels, guys. There's just so much information out there, so much valuable information out there that you can use to grow yourself, self-growth. We kicked that word around quite a bit between 2018 and 20 in my profession, growth, professional growth, blah, 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 growth. Yes, you can grow and educate yourself by yourself on your own time and benefit yourself and invest in yourself by learning. Just keep learning. And that's something I preach to the kids in school all the time. I'm always talking about keep learning, guys. We learn something new every day. And I looked around, last few days, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? All the things I preach and talk about, I don't practice it. I am a teacher. I write curriculum. I teach. I coach. I motivate kids all day, every day. I'm like, and so now I'm a loan signing agent, right? I'm about 6 months in, and I started doing a couple of videos early March, and I got real busy in my notary business, and I didn't have time to do videos, and then I decided, I think last week, to release another video. Why? Because I have a lot to say. I think, like I said, you can watch 8 videos from 8 great notaries, great loan signing agents, trainers, and then you still can watch that 9th person and pick up that one gem, that one nugget that helped you solve a problem in your notary business. And that's my purpose for making these videos, because hopefully, like I said, I'm in a small market, and I won't consider myself, I'm not saying that I'm a success or successful, but what I've done to get to this point, I honestly feel that there are things that I've learned that I can share with you that will or might help you get a little bit more progress as well in your notary journey. Okay, I'm going to have to change my angle a little bit because the lighting is doing some weird things and not sure why, but hopefully it's just me. I'm not like doing things professionally with this camera. I'm just, sitting here with this camera just in one spot. So not sure how it's changing up on me. Watch and learn, guys. Watch. Don't. Okay, and this is something else I tell the kids at school all the time when we're doing research, or even when we're just talking about anything and some topic. I teach social studies. Some topic will come up and somebody will raise their hand and say, "Well, I heard such and such and such and such," and I'm like, "Where'd you hear that?" "Oh, on Instagram. It was on my Instagram feed or whatever." Said, "How many different sources did you go to validate that source?" What you mean validate? I mean, like, did you just read one article or one blog and then made your decision? Well, of course, you can't believe everything you see or hear on the internet, and you can't read one source, watch one video, or watch one person and learn everything there is to learn, because there's so much information out there. Information is so vast and so wide and so broad. Don't limit yourself just by watching one person. Even if people have these professional, slick, professionally done videos with graphics and all types of banners and, yes, but someone made a comment in one of my videos recently. Hey, thank you, Jess. I think her name is Jess. Thank you, Jess. I'm just a simple school teacher, notary in the country. But guess what? Because of that, I've learned a lot. There's nobody out there who's telling me how to build a successful notary business in a small market, and I'm having to learn that for myself. I don't have a mentor. My mentor is I don't have a mentor. The person that I took my training course from is in a big city. A lot of the notaries in the videos are in big cities. I'm not in a big city, and I learned really early on that what happens in a big city does not happen in Southeast Texas at all. Okay? So, educate yourself, do your research, take what you're learning, apply it to your situation in your market, and use multiple sources. That was my point. Use multiple sources of information when you're doing your research so that you get a full broad perspective. Okay? So let's keep going. I consider myself a student, a lifelong student. I am, and now I just signed up as a student of YouTube University, and I feel so honored. I learned a lot in college. Great university. I went to business school at the University of Houston. Was one of the top business schools in the state at that time. Don't know if it still is. And I learned a lot. But guess what? I learned probably as much on YouTube in a week as I learned in college, in at least my senior year of college, for sure. Okay, about business. I don't fill my time watching people do tricks and cooking, and I mean, hey, if you're into that, great. But when I'm talking about learning for my business, I use my time wisely while I'm driving to and from appointments. I have I'm listening. I'm watching videos while I'm in the tub just soaking. I'm listening to videos while I'm preparing my documents before an appointment. I'm listening to videos, and I'll go back and then, of course, as you know, you're watching a video. Then another you may also watched video might pop up, and then I'll watch that one, and I'll subscribe to that person's channel, and keep the knowledge going, guys. Educate yourself. Keep the knowledge going. Where am I going with all of this? Okay. Video content is amazing. The amount of content out there, the information out there is amazing, guys. And I want to throw a couple of quick shout outs, okay? 3 shout outs. The first one, I've shouted out to her before, Sophia Martin. She's a notary. I think she's in Pennsylvania. Sophia puts out some great, Philadelphia area, great videos, tactical information about how you can build your notary business. And I've learned so much from her. Young girl, a third of my age, but again, that just goes to show you age. Opportunity. It, it doesn't. Opportunity knows no age. Okay. We all have this. We all have opportunity. We all have the same amount of opportunity and potential. If we just have to go out there and grab it. Okay. My next shout out goes out to really my daughter. My daughter is a notary in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Nice Ink Notary, and she's the one who introduced me to the notary business. She also sent me some links to training videos YouTube videos when I first started notary as a notary, and I started watching those. I'm like, people actually make videos about that? How geeky! These are nerds, but well, I guess I'm a geek and a nerd now because I'm doing it. And I started watching those, and then the other day I texted her, I said, hey, check out this video by Noelle Randall, and she replied back, Mom, I sent you her link 3 months ago. I'm like, oh, my bad. I had been real busy and I just overlooked it. Noelle Randall has changed I wouldn't say changed my life yet, but she's definitely changed my perspective. She has opened my eyes, these old baggy eyes, to so many subtle concepts and just ideas and just, that I may have known about, but I never really put myself in the picture that I could do that. Looking at a picture of a family, and like, let's say my family, and for some reason I wasn't in the picture. Okay. But there's no reason why I wasn't in the picture. I wasn't in the picture because I chose to stand on the sideline, or maybe I was taking the picture. But guess what, guys? I am now going to get myself in the picture. I'm going to insert myself in the picture because the information that Noelle drops is just phenomenal. It's just mind blowing. And I'm thinking, I make lists, okay? I'm going to talk about my list. And I'm thinking, I'm a few months away. Maybe I'm about a year away from being able to do the things that I need to do financially take the steps that I need to take to meet my financial goals. I can't even talk right now. I'm so excited. To meet my financial goals. Maybe I'm about a year away. Every year I say that I'm about a year away. Guess what, guys? No more year away. In this video and the rest of this video, and I'm going to try to keep it below an hour, guys. I've already been talking for 27 minutes and I haven't even gotten started yet. In the next 90 days, guys, I am going to flip my life. I am going to flip my life, okay? I have the spatula in my hand. It's already slid under my feet. And in about a week or so, I'm going to start turning that spatula. And by the end of the summer, I'm going to flip my life. I hope you like that metaphor. I just came up with that right there, okay? Noelle Randall. If you haven't watched her, subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to her channel, y'all. I'm going to shout out one more person, then I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes of this video. MG the Mortgage Guy and Kiana Watson host a podcast called Rants and Gems. Rants and Gems. And it primarily talks about real estate, the real estate market. Now, as a notary, as you know, the primary thing we do is facilitate real estate documents. We facilitate real estate documents. So if you are facilitating real estate documents, it's probably a good use of your time to learn things about the real estate business. Details that you just wouldn't normally get unless you read books, listened to podcasts, did your research. And I started listening to their podcast, and it's so eye-opening. Young people, just doing their thing out there, guys. Surround yourself with the knowledge that you need. Surround yourself with the knowledge that you need to get into that picture I talked about, okay? Get into that picture. If you want to get into the game, you got to buy a ticket, guys. They're not letting us in for free. I don't mean this like literally. If you want a ticket to the game, you got to buy a ticket. And then you got to walk into the stadium. You got to walk into the stadium, guys. Alrighty? And guess what? If you're not a fan of the red team, go sit with the white team. The white team, that's your home team. Sit with them and cheer. Okay? Surround yourself with the people that are thinking and doing and like-minded individuals that have the same goals that you have. Okay? You want to win. You're not going to go sit with the opponent's fans and boo. Okay, you're going to go sit with the side of the crowd that's cheering for your team, for you and your success. Free information. Check them out. Their podcast, MG the Mortgage Guy and Kiana Watson. Their podcast is called Rants and Gems, dropping gems straight. I can't remember who said it. One of those two, because I've watched so many of their videos this last week, said something that totally changed my life. And I should have been taking a nap today. I've been tired. You can tell I still have a package to prep for my appointment tomorrow evening, but I've just been at this all day. Excuse me. I've been at this all day. Something's in my eye. Dropped a video, in the video today, talked about your intellectual property, your intellectual capital. And these are just not buzzwords and metaphors, guys. And I started thinking, wait a minute. Are you telling me all this time I've had intellectual property and didn't know it? I mean, I guess I knew it. I'm always that person who sits back and tries to give people advice, especially young people, because I'm a teacher, and tell them about themselves and tell them how they can be better and what they should be doing when they graduate from all that stuff. And I've been coaching and teaching for 18, 20 plus years. And I've helped a lot of people, thousands of students, teachers, not students and fellow teachers, people in the community through coaching and officiating sports. Hours and hours and hours of my time spent getting home 9:30, 10 o'clock at night after driving all over Houston, dropping off the bus, getting home, barely getting any sleep, waking up, going back to work, repeat. Chasing that dollar. Trading hours for dollars. And I only actually made it to the top of my teaching, I would say the top salary in my teaching profession. But then COVID hit, and some other factors, human factors, forced me out of my job. And I wound up having to come down, like I said, and took a $22,000 pay cut. And on that note, I just want to say, guys, again, we all work. Not we all work. A lot of us work. We still work full time. I still have a 9 to 5, and I'm not knocking my 9 to 5 because I love my job. I love teaching, and I want to work my 9 to 5 job until I'm ready to leave. Okay. However, I have to make this statement. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't put all of your faith in a person or a supervisor or a manager or an athletic coordinator or anyone who can determine whether you get to work or not, whether you get a promotion or not, or what you can teach or what you can or cannot coach, and then basically have your career in their grip. How is that fair to you? How is it fair that you've worked 17, 18, 25 years of your life in a profession and one person controls your future? How is that fair? And I guess, oh, well, he's an honest person. He's the supervisor. He's the manager. Right. Okay. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, because at the end of the day, the only person that has your back is you, person, in the Lord. But you, okay, you have your back. Now I'm going to try to get through the rest of my topics because time is ticking. Eliminated $1,000 of unnecessary expenses from my budget. Invested my stimulus check in a Roth. Haven't touched it. Yeah, I don't even think you can take it out. I actually lost my password, and you have to have your account number to call, get into your account. I called the 800 number once to get my password reset, and the agent goes, do you have your account number? I'm like, ma'am, if I don't remember my password, how am I going to know my account number? She goes, well, sorry. So I had to go get it, find it in the files, and just to check my balance, right? And I'm glad I lost my password because, again, I didn't, for 3 months I couldn't withdraw any money from the account. I needed to withdraw something recently to buy something, take care of something for my notary. Actually, I needed tires the other day. I think I mentioned that one video. So I would, anyway, I'm kind of rambling. Invested in my Roth. Okay. So then I started adding up, subtracting, and realized I'm going to be struggling with this pay cut. So here's where things started to turn, and how all of that relates to what's going to happen this summer. First of all, I want to say right now, guys, again, thanks for watching my channel. If you decide that you think I know what I'm talking about, and she seems like someone who knows what she's talking about, I have decided, because of just all of this, all of the things I've spoken about recently, I'm going to start doing coaching sessions. I'm not a professional notary trainer. I don't know if there's such a thing. And the loan signing agent business, it seems so proprietary, and that and I was so intimidated when I came in, and all these trainers, they look so slick and fancy. And then I thought about it. I don't think that's in the 10 Commandments. There's no such thing as a loan signing agent, proprietary information that only certain people can, share and dictate. Okay. I don't have a mentor. There's no one's volunteered to mentor me. This is not the first time this has happened. I've went into another profession when I went into basketball officiating, and I started hearing people talk about their mentors. I'm like, why didn't anyone ever ask me if I needed a mentor? Are you supposed to go seek them out? Is there like a list somewhere? No, I'm self-taught. I took a training class, and then after that, I'm self-taught. I took a training class. And here's where I see one of the big weaknesses. After the training class and before the signing table, there's so many questions that a lot of new notaries still have. So many. And that's where I think I'm going to come in handy, guys, where I'm going to be able to help you. Because after training and until I started actively working in that gray area, that was the most stressful, scariest area of unknown that I experienced so far. And I'm going to tailor my coaching, my help, my tactics, my strategies, my tips into that part of the business after training, before the signing table. And I'll get back to that another time, okay? So I'm going to go back and give you a quick recap of my year, and then talk about my 90-day goals, and we're going to get back together on September 1st and recap. And why is this important? Because I know a lot of you guys are doing your side hustles. You have all types of creative, nifty businesses that you've created at home, money-making ideas that you've created at home, and many of you guys have done pretty well with those. However, some of us are still seeking to make some money. And like I said, that's probably why you're watching these videos, because you heard that these notaries are making money out there. These loan signing agents are making money. And I'm going to talk to you about that, and every chance I get this summer, how my notary business is doing, as well as how I'm using my notary business to scale up to my next business. And I'm a business major, but I was never rich. I am a working stiff. I have been a working stiff my whole life, and finally have figured out, I hope I am in the process of figuring out how to leverage my time, my 9-to-5 job, and my notary business, and scale that up to make some real bucks. And I'm going to take you guys along that journey with me. And if I succeed, you're going to see it, and you're going to see my results on video. And if I fail, I'm going to be fully transparent and tell you every step of the way. Okay? Open the Roth. It's got the stimulus check. Open the Roth. Cut the $1,000 a month out of my budget, and I started making lists. I made a list of everything I wanted to accomplish from that summer, or it was around May 1st of last year, and as I went through my list, I started scratching things off. And this is actually my second list. I fully completed the first list, and then I set up another list of goals. And as you can see, I've scratched off most of the things on this list. Most of these things were unattainable at some point. Unattainable because even though I was working, I had just full disclosure, I had gotten my income up to about $76,000 a year as a teacher and a coach. And that's a pretty decent salary for the state of Texas. And I was still broke. I wouldn't say broke. I was still living from check to check. Barely had a little money left to save at the end of each month. The things on this list was almost unattainable because I never had the money to do them. Okay? Some of the things on this list were big things. Big things, guys. Home improvements, car repairs, just home improvements inside and outside of the house, starting the IRA, adding another 401k, paying off my credit cards, credit repair. In July of last year, I signed up with MSI Credit. And my credit score was not bad, but it could have been better. And within 6 months, probably 4 months, my credit score went up about almost 100 points. Okay? Of course, I was a happy camper, right? And so it actually dipped a little bit since then because I used my credit cards to purchase things for my notary business. Not all of the things for my notary business. I paid a lot of things cash. I'm a big into paying things cash because I don't like to have that monthly payment. But I used my credit cards to buy some things for my notary business and for some of my car repairs. It dipped my credit score back down, but guess what? Recently, I made big payments on my credit cards again, and I fully expect to see my credit score jump back up into the mid 700s in a few weeks, and then hopefully even a little higher after that. That was a big goal. Both my daughter and her family and I both did it, and it evens the playing field. It gets you out of the, oh my God, my credit, I got to do this, oh I can't do this, and that issue has now been eliminated. All the bad debts, all the credit card. It wasn't even about credit cards. The credit score situation has all been managed. Okay, these are steps that I've taken that I think that we all should take. Make goals for yourself, financial goals for yourself, and get yourself on a stable ground so that you're not worried about things. You're not constantly worried about things, and bill collectors and the phone ringing and just the stress of all that. That those things, if you can eliminate those things, work on those things and knock those things out. Eliminate those things. Get them off your plate. Not only does it free your mind up, it frees your money up to do other things. So I'm not even done yet. I'm not done yet. But in the summer, before I started officiating, volleyball is my first sport. It starts in August. I started driving waiter. I just saw it as a way to make money. I wasn't doing anything. I'm a teacher, so schools closed during the summer. And I started driving waiter. And let me tell you, it's a hustle. Now, waiter is a grind. It's a hustle. But the very first couple of times I drove waiter, I was making pretty good bucks, $50, $70 a day. It's like, hey, I'm not doing anything else. And I did it for about 3 months. After 3 months, I made $1,750, give or take. Yes. And some of those days I worked all day. Some days I worked, half a day, few hours. And then towards the end, I started saying to myself, you know what? I'm not going to say I'm too good for this because I'm never too good to make money. But I think, I'm just going to keep thinking, there has to be something else out there that I can spend the same amount of time or even less and make the same amount of money or even maybe even more. Okay. So I kind of wound down on the waiter because school was about to start. Volleyball season was about to start. We started going to volleyball trainings, and we received our game assignment right in the middle of the pandemic, masked up, put a little slide for my whistle and in my mask, and refereed a full volleyball season. And during volleyball season last year, I think I made about $4,000. Not too bad. I needed the extra income. Remember, I had taken a big pay cut. I took my old self, stretched, warmed up, working out, got myself together a little bit physically, lost a little weight, and I started refereeing basketball again. I had been refereeing basketball for, I said 18 years. Got back on the court, and I refereed a full season of basketball. And again, I made about $4,000 refereeing basketball. Not too bad. I needed the money, so the money that I income shortage that I talked about, I was able to make some of that up through waiter and my basketball and volleyball refereeing. I've been working part-time jobs and side hustles my whole life, and it was just normal. It was just normal. And then in December, my daughter told me, she actually in October started talking about the notary loan signing agent business. And I was busy. I was refereeing. I'm working all day, working my 9 to 5, refereeing. And I said, okay, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. We were doing all kind of fun stuff. We were fishing. My sister has a boat. My brother has a boat. We're out there. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And then finally during Christmas break, we're off. Teachers are off. And I sat down on December 22nd and I signed up. I went to the state of Texas, Secretary of State website and signed up for my notary commission. And within about a week or so, came in the mail. And initially, I didn't know I didn't know. I started watching videos. People were making money, and I had put everything together that I had done so far. Logistics of driving around all the time, working all these part-time jobs. All my skills that I had learned from as a teacher, the paperwork, dealing with the public. My communication skills, everything that I had built over all those years. I was able to put immediately to use in my loan signing agent career. And, of course, those first couple of months, you really don't make big bucks. I talked about that in a couple of videos. And then it started to slowly build. And not last week, 2 weeks ago on Thursday, I hit my first $1,000 week as a loan signing agent. And right now, just because I'm talking about numbers, in Notary Gadget, I have about $2,700 of outstanding invoices, and I have a couple of jobs on the books for next week. Okay? So it hasn't done too badly. I'm literally, if I divide all the money that I've made so far by the number of months, not counting the first month because you're still in training, etc., I'm averaging about $1,000 a month as a loan signing agent. And if you went back to my numbers that I talked about earlier, I had about a $12,000 shortfall from my previous job to my current job that I had to make up. Now my notary business has made that up. So I'm basically back even. And I'm comfortable because I'm working for myself now, those extra hours. I'm not driving all over town for the school district. I'm driving all over town for myself now. And it's changed my life. Not just because of the $1,000. I hope that becomes $2,000 and $3,000 because there is potential out there for me to grow. I'm still new. I'm still growing. But it shows. It does show that when you hear people talk about this on these videos, invest in yourself. Take that time and something that you are naturally good at, and you can build your own business and invest in yourself. It's true. It does work. Okay. But you definitely have to start with goals and have guys, just as simple as it is, make a list and work on getting your life together as every step towards hitting that goal so that when you get there, you're ready. And that you can enter into this business with the confidence and the confidence, that's the lack of a better term, to do a good job in this business because you're not worried and burdened with all of life's struggles and issues. So get your personal life together as much as you can before you venture into a business like this, because it will free your mind and allow you to do a more quality job and put the professionalism into the job that it does require. You're not distracted with a bunch of just regular people stuff, just burdened with a bunch of bills and regular people stuff and distractions. Okay. Intellectual property. That's going to be my word for the month. What is it? What is your brand? What is your unique thing that you're good at, or multiple things that you're good at that you're not even using, that you're using maybe in another area that you could be using in for yourself and investing in your own self, okay? And I've realized that. For 18 years I've been investing in the school districts, and I've helped a lot of students. I just had a student that I coached, and she wasn't in my actual class, but I coached her. I was her mentor. She just graduated from law school. I wanted to be a lawyer, guys. I wanted to be a lawyer, and I didn't do it. I took another path and, followed my heart and didn't go to law school. And, you can't turn back the clock. You can't even correct a lot of the things you did in the past. But guess what you can do? You can start right now and take what you have and build on it and go forward, okay? Because that student, she's going places. Brilliant kid, brilliant, right? But guess what? Hopefully the country notary is going places too, because I have goals, and I've hit a lot of achievements over the past year with almost nothing. I took a $22,000 pay cut, guys. Most people would be, I wouldn't say I was devastated, but I was pretty emotionally wrecked for a while. In the pandemic, we were in quarantine, and my mind wasn't right. We survived the pandemic, and that's a blessing in and of itself. But at this point, guys, this loan signing agent business and the income that I'm making, I'm not going to just sit on my laurels, rest on my laurels, go buy a bunch of stuff and, fancy clothes and purses and big screen TVs. I'm looking around this room like, no, I'm in the home that I inherited from my parents, the home that I grew up in. Home is paid for. I don't need a big fancy house. None of that, okay? Right now, it's about leveraging what you have, your personal capital, okay? Your personal capital, and leveraging that and building it and making something out of it, making something more out of it, okay? What do I mean by personal capital? Okay, I just said I have a home that's paid for. Okay, I inherited a debt when I first moved into this home, but I paid it off. And I was thinking about maybe I can get a home equity loan and fix it up, or and I all kind of things. And I'm glad I didn't do any of that. Right? I didn't do any of that. The house is perfectly fine. It's not perfect. I said perfectly fine. It's not perfect, but I keep my house fixed, physically repaired and maintained. But I don't have to have the biggest, nicest house on the block. I do not. Okay? It's nice enough. It's good. It's good enough for me. And at some point, when I get to the financial goals that I really want to hit, then I'll fix my house and make it into a mansion. Okay? And guess what? I still have all of that equity in this house I've not used. And it just dawned on me the other day. I have a fully paid for house with equity. I'm going to use this in my business to grow my business. And I'm going to learn, and I'm going to figure it out. Okay. And I'm going to go through my list real quickly, because guess what? I've been talking almost an hour already, and I didn't want to do that. Okay. Personal capital, leveraging. My next goal, being a loan signing agent is great, guys. I love it. I love being a notary. It gives you a sense of, like I said, in my case, it's rewarding. Okay, it fits my personality. I like being a professional. I like people look at you like you're an expert, like they really value your facilitate when you facilitate the loan closing. The clients really value that. They oftentimes thank me. They thank you. They make it seem like you've done something big and like you've gone out of your way to help them, and that's great. And they don't realize you're just doing a job, but that's great. It's very rewarding, very satisfying. It fits my personality and my mindset to a great extent. And the money is good, and I'm just getting started. But I also realized again, not to put all my eggs in one basket. And I can't expect it to last forever. Who knows what the future holds for this industry? Who knows what the loan signing agent business will look like in 6 months or a year? Okay, so my 90-day challenge is to build another business, bridge off and build another business, another income stream. Popular term these days, another income stream. And I'm not saying I'm going to use my home equity. I'm not saying that. But guess what? I have that. That's something that I have that I never even thought about using. That's an asset for me. Okay? My t-shirt business is another asset. I had put it on the back burner. I had put it on the back burner because my shirts weren't selling. But out of the blue, somebody bought 3 shirts the other day. That's not a big deal, but guess what? It's a big deal because randomly somebody found my shirts and bought them. And that's passive income. And when I sent them the package, I typed a little comment, please, a little survey so I can get some feedback from them about where they found my store, my Etsy store. By the way, the Etsy store is called Salary Cap on Etsy, all one word, Salary Cap, SALARY, capital CAP. There may be an opportunity now. I didn't have an audience last year. I had no market for my shirts last year. And now because of what I'm doing on YouTube, now I have an audience, and hopefully, guys, go check out my Salary Cap store on Etsy, and you might like what you see. Okay, I don't sell or even promote the shirts anymore. I'm just hoping that store grows organically, and I hope I can keep designing and creating content and shirts that just catch people's attention, that people identify with and buy the shirts, because I'm really not a salesman. But I do like selling shirts, though. I want people to buy my shirts, okay? So that's number 2. And then I still officiate. I'm going to officiate volleyball this year. I'm going to give up basketball. I'm going to use more time of that time to work on my businesses, but I'm going to officiate volleyball because it is a well-paying side hustle. And again, not putting all my eggs in one basket. If the notary business is outperforming the volleyball officiating business, then I can obviously give up the volleyball officiating business and just work more with my notary business. So I have options now. I didn't have those options before. I used to just have to get out there and work. Now I have options, and I'm going to leverage those options. Okay. Branding yourself. I am making an extremely long video today because I want people to know who I am, my background, and why I might be uniquely have the unique ability to help you in a situation that you might find yourself in, just through coaching and advice. Okay, coaching and advice. Branding, and it's not fancy. It is me. I look like this every day. Sometimes I have my hair fixed. Sometimes I don't. But like I said, it is an opportunity to grow, and to grow through even branding myself on social media. I've never been a social media person, and I don't use it for social purposes, but for business purposes. I found it as a great outlet to get my voice out there, to put my voice out there. Okay. The notary business itself is very challenging. There's a lot of competition in my small market. There's a lot of notaries out there doing exactly what maybe not exactly, doing what I'm doing. But one thing I have done, and one reason I see my business starting to uptick a little bit, is because I do offer services, unique services that other notaries aren't offering. They may not be willing to do what I do, but I've been grinding for years. And like I said, driving the school bus all over Houston at night with one coach trying to give the directions, who's in the passenger seat, what you call that, the backseat driver, and we're driving, hoping we can make it home without getting in a wreck in the rain, and getting the kids back to the campus safely. So driving 2 hours to do a notary job, which I've done a couple of times, is not really that big of a deal, because you may be in the same position. Things you've always done that you just did as part of your job, and now you're doing in your notary business, you're just doing it differently, in a different manner. You're doing them for yourself. And the parallels. And again, I'm spending about 2/3 of the time at home running a home-based business. It's just a beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm already at the 1 hour mark. Please watch to the end. And if you haven't hit the like button yet. If not, hit the share button and catch the rest of this video later, because I haven't gotten to the best part yet. Yeah, so I'm going to start coaching. I'm going to start coaching others. I want to start coaching others right now while I'm in the phase of the business that I'm in, so that I don't forget the stuff that I've learned, that I've experienced. I want to, when I experience it, I want to immediately share it with you. Okay? Because if I wait, let's say until I'm an expert, or until I'm, a success, or making $100,000 a year or whatever, I will have forgotten some of these little subtle things that we go through day to day, week to week. And then I'm gonna forget, and then my coaching's gonna sound, all polished and, superficial. No, I'm gonna give it to you straight, raw, from those notary streets. Okay? I'm gonna start a coaching. I'm putting it together now, figure out how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna deliver it. Okay? The challenge is there. The challenge is there, and over the next 3 months, I have challenged myself to do more. I've challenged myself to do more. Okay? I'm going to grow in this situation. I'm going to grow. Here's some of the things I'm doing, and I'm going to wrap this up quickly. Okay? I hope you stuck it out to the end, guys, because I did. And as you know, I'm always sleepy. I need to be up in the bed right now. All right. Number 1, affiliate links. I first of all set my own affiliate self up with my Etsy store for my t-shirts. And I also went and did some research, figured out what it was, how to do it, and applied for affiliate links with HP, Office Depot. These are the stores, the places I shop at all the time. Amazon. There's one other, Epson. There's probably more. I can't think of them all now. They're in the description of this video, the description box. Go and check them out. If you're interested in any of those products, click on them. And if you don't know how the affiliate program works, if you purchase something within 24 hours, I think, of the click, I will receive a very small commission. And I only have a few followers, so it's not like I'm making big bucks. But I'm building towards the future. Just like with my notary business, I knew I wasn't going to be making the big bucks right away early on, but I kept building a platform, a solid foundation, so that when the future happens, I was ready. And that's got to be a whole nother video, because it's already over an hour. And the same thing I'm doing with those affiliates. As my YouTube channel grows, maybe people will start buying stuff from those affiliates, and 6 months down the road, may be receiving checks. Why not? Why not, guys? If I don't do it, somebody else will. Why should I wait for some random person to tell me, oh, you can't do this, or you should do it this way? I don't know them. They don't live my life. There's no proprietary secret blend on how to be a loan signing agent YouTuber. Not that I know of. So, and if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay? If I can do it, you can do it too. Over the next 90 days, starting this week, number 1, I am going to file my DBA with the county. I've been too busy. I work 9 to 5, like I said, and I do my loan signings after work at most days, and I have not had time to get down to the county and file my DBA. They close at 4:30. I don't even get off sometimes till 5 o'clock. So, but one day this week, I'm going to carve that out on my lunch break and get down there and file my DBA. Okay? Number 1. Before the 3rd week of June, I am filing my LLC with the Texas, what do you call those guys? Secretary of State. I've researched it. I looked it up. It's $300. At one time, I would probably be like, $300. I'm going to, wait till payday. No, I'm doing it. Okay. This week, the money that I'm making from my notary business, my loan signing agent business, I'm investing that back in myself. And in another video, I'm going to show you guys how I have invested in myself from day one and built a pretty unique niche with my notary business. I called around a couple of banks last week, checked around with my local credit union, a couple of other banks, and I'm going to open a business checking account as well. This is all a progression. Right after the LLC comes back to me, I'm going to go open my business checking account. Watching all the YouTubers, they're not YouTubers, these successful financial advisors and real estate investors, Noel Randall, talk about your business checking account, your LLC, business credit. I am deeply rooted in learning more as much as I can about that, because as quickly as I can, and not next year, not about a year away, as quickly as I can, within the next 3 months, I am going to use and leverage my 9 to 5 income, because I'm teaching summer school. I'm going to leverage that income, that extra income, leverage my income from my loan signing agent business, leverage my business credit, which, I'm working on getting when I open that checking account along with my LLC, and leveraging all that and starting a new business. Something I've never thought about, never heard of before until I found it on YouTube. I'm going to get into the leasing business. I am going to, someone recently told me, you can't do that. I'm going to start a auto leasing business. I am going to purchase a vehicle, and I have 2 cars right now. I'm not going to use my personal cars. I am going to purchase a vehicle, either with my personal credit or with my business credit, depending on whichever happens first, and put that vehicle on Turo, Turo, and start making money leasing vehicles. I've put my ear to the ground. I've listened to the market, and the market tells me that we have an automobile shortage in my area. I didn't know that. I brought it up at dinner the other day, and a very well-respected member of our community who knows the vehicle business inside and out told me, you ain't gonna find no vehicles. There are no vehicles available. I'm like, what do you mean? There are no vehicles. We are in a vehicle shortage. And he's right. Vehicle prices have gone up. Used prices have gone up. And I have to act quickly because there are almost no vehicles. I am going to purchase, before the end of June, God bless me, a truck, a pre-owned vehicle, and put it on Turo. You Google Turo, read up on it. A vehicle leasing program. It's like the Airbnb for vehicles, for auto rentals. And I'm gonna put that truck on Turo because there is a shortage of trucks. I'm hoping that this business venture takes off, and if it does, because people need vehicles, and I'm gonna have them, and buy a second one, and then after that, a couple of rental cars, and start a leasing company. Because, like I said earlier, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I don't know how my notary business may be performing in 6 months or a year. I'm not sure. Okay. Shout out again to Kiana Watson. She mentioned notaries in the podcast, the Notary Public Business in her podcast. It was pretty cool. Hopefully the business stays, maintains, grows. But if not, I'm leveraging my notary income to build another business. And if that business starts to take off and do well, if hopefully it does, when it does, then I'm going to use that business and leverage it up to start another business. My real estate business, the real estate business that we've talked about for all these years, that I thought was always a year away, now maybe within a few months, within reach after the progression. We all have some type of personal capital, okay? It may not be you may not have a home. You may not have a paid for home. You may have a car though. You may own a car. You may be really good at something. You may just be a hard worker. Think about the unique thing that you provide, okay? We're just going to think about notaries right now. Think about the unique thing that you do, that you provide, okay? Really think about it. Write it down. right? What is your brand? Who are you? And how can you take that and leverage it to improve your notary business? Okay? Improve your notary business. And once you do that, guys, you're going to see results. You're going to see your business improve. You're going to see your effort. You're going to see the benefits of your effort a lot more quickly. Write it down. Make a list. Write that down. Who am I? What is my personal capital? Okay. And then number 2, I'm going to go back to the list thing. Make a list. Make a list of all of your goals, no matter how small or how large or how tiny, financial goals, personal goals. Make a list. Because as simple as it is, guys, it works. And I have about 6 things left on this list. They're kind of high dollar items, but I'm just going through them one at a time. There's actually one on here right now that I haven't scratched off lately. It's called savings. Okay, I recently increased my 401k to $1,000 per month, which lowers my annual income down by $12,000, which also lowers my tax bracket, my tax rate down by $12,000. Before, that was unheard of because I needed the money. I had bills. I had to pay stuff. I had to send money to my kids. I had to pay stuff. But now that money is going into a retirement savings. I've never been able to save $1,000 a month ever in my life, in my whole career, even when I was making big money. But it's just about getting focused and understanding that investing in yourself will benefit you faster than working like a dog and trading hours for dollars. And starting to see the benefit. My year has come around full circle. Guys. I'm going to close this video out. If you stuck it out to the end, thanks for doing so. I had to tell my story. I had to tell my background. I want you to watch this video so that you can understand who I am and connect with me as a person. I want to connect with my audience. I want to connect. If you have a question or comment, post it. Questions or comments, post it in the comments section, and I'll get back to you. I'll answer your questions within a couple of days, if not a day. Okay? I want you to know who I am as a person, my background, so that when we get to the coaching session, it's just not some flake or some person trying to make a quick buck off of you, off the viewers. Okay? My story hopefully parallels with something that you've experienced. And again, a single, hardworking school teacher, coach, working paycheck to paycheck, working long hours, really never seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I guess my daughter, who I've invested in heavily throughout her youth and coming up, dropped that nugget on me, okay? And because of that, not just because I'm doing loan signings and making a little money. It's not even a lot of money, guys. It's just a little money right now, okay? I'm still building. But because of that little nugget she dropped on me, opened the door to other areas that I'm starting to read and research and watch and learn about. And when I'm going to end it with this metaphor, when one door closed, the other one opened. And then now with this loan signing business, this door has not closed. Loan signing agent business, this door has not closed. When this door opened, it opened another door. And hopefully that was an elevator door. Ooh, I'm dropping them now. Hopefully that next door is an elevator door, and I'm going to walk in there and start rising up. Okay? Rising up. I'm going to keep y'all posted on this journey. Occasionally throughout the summer, I'm going to keep you posted, because as I do the DBA, I'm going to give you an update. When I do the LLC, I'm going to give you an update. When I do the business checking account, I'm going to give you an update. When I apply for the big business credit, I'm going to give you an update. When I get that first vehicle, whichever place it falls in that little timeline, I'm going to give you an update. And on September 1st, I'm going to go back and give you a recap. And we're going to look at those numbers and see if I was able to accomplish my summer goals, my 90-day goals. Guys, it's late. I've talked long. It's the Country Notary. Thanks for watching. And I'll be getting back to you guys real soon with, hey, what we're here for, notary tips. Y'all have a good week.